So what we want to do now is want to play what Brian Windhorst had to say on ESPN regarding the possibility of LeBron joining the Golden State Warriors, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Brian Windhorst here.
That could be. But who else is on their list, Roz? That's LeBron James. And I know that this is one of the most fascinating opportunities in the league. It's a delicious scenario to think about. The Warriors have dreamed of pairing LeBron with Steph Curry and Draymond Green since last year. They've made an inquiry, and it got shut down last February. That was before LeBron played with Steve Kerr and Steph Curry and won the gold medal over the summer. So they will definitely monitor the situation, and I don't think they do anything without knowing this door is locked. But I would just say with LeBron, it's up to him. He has a no-trade clause, and he has given no indication he wants the Lakers to do anything but upgrade the roster they've got, not that he wants to go anywhere.
So how do they do that? How do the Lakers go about upgrading the roster to LeBron's satisfaction?
Yeah, the Lakers are actually a very simple team to look at. They're a terrible defensive team, Dan. They're 26th in the league. There's only 30 teams, okay? The teams below them are all awful at the bottom of the standings. It's actually an accomplishment that they're 2 games over 500 with a defense as bad as they have. So any transaction they make has got to be for players who can play defense. And specifically, they need a big man. Their big man situation right now, after Anthony Davis is really in tatters. They've been playing two-way guys because of injuries and lack of depth there. And then when I talk to executives in the league, they say when the Lakers have had conversations, they've actually been looking for a guard too. They're looking for a guard who can defend. They have D'Angelo Russell who could be used in a trade. And so they need defensive players. But, you know, I got to tell you, the Lakers have not made a significant transaction trade-wise in almost 2 years. So this is an old story with the same roster, basically achieving the same way.
So what happens if they don't do what LeBron wants them to do? Like, is there a world where they do make a move, where he does end up at some place like Golden State? Is that at all possible at this point?
I'm a gigantic actions over words guy, Dan. And LeBron's actions at last year's trade deadline when he rejected the interest in the Warriors. Last summer, he sat there and offered to take less money from the Lakers if they could find somebody in free agency. They didn't. And then he went ahead and signed a 3-year contract with a no-trade clause anyway. All of those actions make it extremely clear he wants to be a Laker. That said, we have 2 months, basically 2 months from right now is when the trade deadline is. If he changes his mind, I promise you it will get public and we will all know. But right now, he wants to be a Laker, and he's focused on having the Lakers help him get some defensive players.
So you heard what Brian Windhorst had to say. What are my thoughts on this? If you look at the title, I said that ESPN floats an idea that may absolutely destroy or lead to the destruction of the legacy of LeBron James. Why do we name it that way? Right now, LeBron James is in this imaginary GOAT conversation, right? He's in this imaginary GOAT conversation that people out there are trying to promote. And the media is so desperate. They're so desperate. You can see it. They're so desperate for LeBron to get another ring. By hook or crook, they're trying to find a way to get LeBron another ring. And now they're floating the idea of LeBron going to join Steph and Curry. Well, I'm assuming that they were like, well, if LeBron joins with Steph and Curry, based off of what we saw during the Summer Olympics, these guys will definitely have a chance of winning the championship. So the question then becomes, what if that happens? What if LeBron does join the Warriors? And what if he does win a championship? Does that help his legacy? Not only will it not help his legacy, I think it would absolutely destroy his legacy. Because at that point, it would mean that LeBron had to run to Stephen Curry to get saved just to win another title that he may not win Finals MVP on or over him, and then to hoist up a trophy and be like, what, now I'm 5 away from Jordan? Really? Really? Was there ever any question who led the Bulls to those championships during those championship years? If LeBron joined Stephen Curry, there would be. But I think there's another aspect of this that people are not paying attention to. LeBron is very, very smart. If LeBron joins the Warriors and the Warriors win a championship, he will ensure that Stephen Curry is not ahead of him in rings. Because, for example, let's say Steph goes on to win this year. For example, and he wins 5 rings in the LeBron James era. How can you make an argument that LeBron is any type of GOAT when there was a player that ate more than him in his own era? How can you do that?